Alright guys, so we want to do initiative, and we need to do initiative for the NPCs, which is one function. It's going to be quite straightforward because we're going to reuse the same sort of section that we did for the setting the hit points, and with the same, they're going to use the same functions in there as well. So we're going to go to combat tracker host, and we're going to simply add this line here: node entry, get child, init result, and we're going to so node entry, get child, init result, set value, math.random 6, and 6 is basically the same as 1 6. Basically 6 is just upper, and then it starts at 1 and goes to the upper maximum value. So what will happen is this will roll initiative when the actor is added to the combat tracker. For PCs, we need to do something differently. So what I've done is I've edited our character sheet, and we can't see it just here, but if I go and have a look at the frames, that's because I have to restart the sheet if I change that graphic. I can still see it here. You can see I've added a black frame here, so dexterity's got an extra one. And if we go back to our car sheet, and this field here, I've basically put a number field on here, and this number field is going to roll 1d6 and add itself. That's a dexterity modifier, and it's going to send it to manager roles initiative, and it's going to send it as an initiative. We then go and have a look at manager roles and function initiative. It always receives these when you send it with a role, and basically all we're doing is right down here we're getting the value, the dice roll, getting the dice roll plus any modifiers that are sent to it, and we're setting that value to a hidden field called init result on the character sheet. So let's go find, we'll have a look at the character sheet, and the character sheet, I've created a hidden field here that's invisible. It's called init result. So it's going to get set to that. What happens next is we've got some functions in our CT entry, and our CT entry, we've got some functions in our link PC fields. I basically duplicated one of these lines. So we've got init result, and we're syncing it to another field called init result, which is a number. We're syncing those across to between the character sheet and the combat tracker. Then we're going to go to the last part of this puzzle is we need to set a value for the init modifier, or the initiative modifier field. So when we go back to our car sheet and we have a look at this field, or when we look at these fields, there's no code on them to set them. It's actually being set in the attribute score itself. And if you recall, way back earlier, we used an advanced template. We used a template called attribute score, and we go and have a look at attribute score, which is in a file called templates campaign. Basically, I've added these lines here. So firstly, I've set init mod as 0. Then I'm going if sname is equal to dexterity score. So only for this attribute dexterity score, then I'm going to basically set dexterity init, which is our modifier field, to the value based on the score's value. And then I'm going to continue running the rest of the script. So the action roll and the saving throws will still get set for dexterity, as well as all the other attributes as well here. So let's push that, and we've put it all together. Let's see what it looks like in action. Rebooting the tabletop, and we'll go and load up the combat tracker. So you can see here that these actors already got initiatives in because I already added them in. So I'm just going to clear them out, and we'll add some NPCs in. So we'll add Alyssa as a mook. She got 6, she rolled high. Grigori also rolled very high. Henri rolled high. And security chief. Very interesting. I wonder if there's still a bug in there. Alyssa rolled a 2. Grigori rolled a 4. No, we just got some lucky rolls in there. So next rolls were 5, 4, and 1. So we just got 4 very lucky antagonists. But now we've got Christoph. We want to set the initiative for Christoph. So the player wants to set his own initiative. So on his character sheet, he now has this black field. Hovering over it gives initiative roll. He double clicks on that, rolls a 2 plus 1, and so Christoph's initiative should be set to 3, but it's only set it to 2. So I need to work out why it did that. Also, if we have a look here, when we change our dexterity score, change it to 13, this score goes down to 0. Got some debug still in there. That debug roll, that initiative worked. His initiative is now 1, but we do need to set this so that I really need to get this working so that the modifier is actually being passed through correctly. So it changes back to 14. In it 6, but it really we really like that to be 6 plus 1. Okay, and that's not quite. So let's just have a quick dive into the code and see where we've gone. Okay, so what was happening is that the rroll.n bonuses weren't being calculated into this roll. So they're coming in rroll, so they're string values. So I've done a +2 number, and then the string value n bonuses, and we've added that to initiative. And then I've also added a little bit of an extra message on here. So if 2 number rroll n bonuses does not equal 0, then we're going to append dexterity modifier and the value to the roll. And what we might do is put a slash in there, put it onto a new line instead, and we'll send this. I also wanted to do one other thing, and that was I wanted to not that character sheet, that's the image, but this character sheet, I wanted to get all of these number values, and I wanted to move them over. 1 second. I wanted to move them the other way, that way. So we'll push that as well. I'll lock that. We'll push it, and we'll see how that. Okay, combat tracker. Well, Christoph. All right. So Dex is 13. I'll do a roll. I think we're going to move them over another pixel to the right. Initiative roll 3, and he's got initiative 3 here. And we'll do another initiative roll. Sorry, we're going to adjust his dexterity to 14. His modifier here will change to +1. We'll roll that again. So he should get 5 plus 1, 6, and our initiative roll, dexterity modifier 1, and 6, 6. All right, so that's initiative done for the NPCs and the PCs. Thank you for checking in once again. See you soon.